Hello and welcome everyone to Now German. Hi, Si.
Hello, everyone. Hi, Gregor.
Si, do you like to eat bacon for breakfast?
Yes, I love eating bacon for breakfast.
Yes, me too. Or for brunch. Isn't that great? But if you actually don't go to the restaurant, but you go to a supermarket or to a butcher, you need to know how much bacon you should buy. Let's say you need bacon for 5 people. How much do you need? What do you think?
A pack.
Yes. So there are many different packs, though. There are small packs and big packs. And to know exactly how much bacon you end up getting in the end, what we use often, I think all around the world almost, we use grams or some measurement unit like that. And that's what we look at in this lesson. So let's look at our dialogue and we'll talk more about measurement units we use in German afterwards.
Wie viel kostet der Speck?
100 Gramm Speck kosten 2,99 €.
Dann bitte 250 Gramm Speck.
Gerne. Sonst noch etwas?
Nein, danke. Das ist alles.
Das kostet dann 7,48 €. All right, let's look at our words here. First we have wie viel.
Wie viel
That's how much. And then kostet.
kostet?
That's costs, like it is third person singular. It costs as costed. And then we have our important hero of the day, der Speck.
Der Speck.
That is the bacon. Yes. Like many other words in German, be careful. SP always becomes sp.
Sp.
Exactly. And then 100 Gramm.
100 Gramm.
Yes, that's of course 100 grams. And we have dann.
Dann.
That's then. And bitte.
Bitte.
Please. And gerne.
Gerne.
And we have sonst.
Sonst.
As otherwise or else. And noch etwas.
Noch etwas.
Anything else? Like if you're in any kind of shop and you choose already one item, then the shop owner might ask you anything else. And usually they will ask that because then you might buy more things. So that's how these words are used. And then we have nein.
Nein.
That's no. And danke.
Danke.
That's thank you or thanks. And das,
Das.
which is that or this, is also the neutral da, but in this case it is that or this. And then we have ist.
Ist.
Is and alles.
Alles.
As all or everything. And with these words, we can build the phrase ist das alles? Is that everything? And then lastly, kostet,
Kostet.
which is costs, it costs. I think most of these words will be familiar to you if you followed the lessons along until here, but we look at the measurement unit specifically. But before we do so, let's go through our dialogue one more time.
Wie viel kostet der Speck?
100 Gramm Speck kosten 2,99 €.
Dann bitte 250 Gramm Speck.
Gerne. Sonst noch etwas?
Nein, danke. Das ist alles.
Das kostet dann 7,48 €. All right, and now we look at the measurement units. Of course, not all of them, but some of the most important ones that you need to know for your everyday life in Germany, Austria, or Switzerland. First, we have Gramm, which we saw here. For example, ich kaufe 250 Gramm Speck.
Gramm. Ich kaufe 250 Gramm Speck.
Yeah. Do you use grams to calculate anything? Like what kind of thing would you look at grams for?
For example, if I want the rice and I'm making my meal prep, I will just weight my rice. Try to have like a right amount of rice every day.
Yes. And also, if you are trying to calculate how much energy you're consuming in terms of calories or something, you always want to know how many grams you're eating. And in Germany and actually all of Europe, our calorie information are always per 100 grams. So this is really something you'll get familiar with if you at all look at calories and these kind of things. And then we have an informal unit that is das Pfund.
Das Pfund.
Yeah, that's a translation of the word pound. And I know in the UK and the US, a pound is not some metrical unit, but in the context of Germany and Switzerland and Austria, it's always 500 grams. It's exactly 500 grams. So, for example, you could say, ein Pfund Äpfel bitte.
Ein Pfund Apfel bitte.
Yeah, which is a pound of apples or literally 500 grams of apples. And this is just kind of more casual way of talking. It's never written on a package. On a package, you would say grams. And then we have kilogram.
Kilogramm.
Yes, for example, ich brauche ein Kilogramm Zucker.
Ich brauche ein Kilogramm Zucker.
Yes, I need a kilogram of sugar, which is a lot of sugar, but that's how you usually buy it. Or also flour, or what would you buy a kilogram of? Maybe rice, right?
Yes.
And then 1 kilogram of water. We will never measure water in kilogram, but we will measure that in liters. And it just turns out that 1 kilogram of water is exactly 1 liter of water. And the word for liter in German is Liter.
Liter.
Yes. Das ist ein Liter Wasser.
Das ist ein Liter Wasser.
Exactly. And let's look at one last unit. We also sometimes need to measure smaller amounts of liquid. And then we can use, for example, milliliter.
Milliliter.
Yes. And so we can, for example, say, das sind 100 Milliliter Wasser.
Das sind 100 Milliliter Wasser.
Yes. So in a recipe, when you cook something, you will find that, or also on a PET bottle if you buy it. Usually, if you have an immediate one for drinking immediately, you don't buy a whole liter, right? It's too big. So you'll have 500 milliliter or something like that. Yeah, makes sense. What question do you have?
All of these are das.
So we have das Gramm, das Pfund, das Kilogramm, but it is der Liter and der Milliliter. But
Okay.
usually we don't use them with an article. So if you just have them in front of a number, I mean after a number, we'll say, ich brauche 500, or let's use the top example, ich kaufe 250 Gramm Speck. And so then in this case, the gender doesn't matter. So in most cases, you don't need to know it, but it's good that you ask anyways.
Okay, cool.
All right. Any other thoughts, questions?
Good, all good.
What do you think? Which measurement do you use most often of these, or maybe even others?
Gramm.
Gramm, yes, Gramm. And you see also we added the abbreviation here. So instead of writing out Gramm, usually you'll just see the small letter G, or G as we would call it in German.
Yeah. Another
All right.
question.
Yeah, sure.
So for example, when we were saying like 1 pound, 1 gram, 100 gram, well, the gram and the pound change based on the number of it, which means that is there any like a plural form for all of these measurements?
Good question. The answer is they don't change. We use them as kind of a type classification. Also in the top example, you see, ich kaufe 250 Gramm Speck. So we don't change the plural form. It's the same as singular. It's just a type classification. So that makes it even a bit easier. And you see it actually also, for example, the lowest one. In English, 100 milliliters. In German, we have just 100 milliliters. So that's actually a difference between German and English. Good point.
Cool.
Okay, Let's look at our dialogue one more time.
Wie viel kostet der Speck?
100 Gramm Speck kosten 2,99 Euro.
Dann bitte 255 Gramm Speck.
Gerne. Sonst noch etwas?
Nein, danke, das ist alles.
Das kostet dann 7,48 Euro. All right. So if you just buy the bacon, der Speck for yourself, what do you think? How many Gramm could you eat? Wie viel Gramm Speck can you eat?
100 Gramm.
100 Gramm. Okay. I could eat much more, but I shouldn't. So always the temptation. Anyways, I should stop this lesson before looking at this bacon emoji for too long and afterwards going to buy some bacon. That wouldn't be great. Anyways, that's enough for today. We'll see you in the next one. Tschüss.
Tschüss.